It's what you're doing, it's making me feel like I'm falling.
Just stepped on a water bottle and got really scared because I thought it was like a mouse. Hey guys, welcome back. For today's video, we are going to be doing Squishy Makeover number 10. I know what you're thinking. Wow, you've only done 10 Squishy Makeovers? No. This is the 10th regular good old-fashioned Squishy Makeover that I'm doing that is directly inspired by Mariah Elizabeth and her regular Squishy Makeover series. The series is inspired by Mariah, if you didn't know that. I think that's probably obvious. I wanted to address something quickly before we get started, though. I've had a lot of requests, a lot of adamant demands for a season 2 of Top Chef. I see you. I hear you. I too want a second season of Top Chef. However, I need more potential chefs. Otherwise, it would be quite boring if we just had Seaford competing for Top Chef over and over again. We need some new faces. So, for that reason, we are doing a regular Squishy Makeover number 10, and we are going to create some more characters. Key takeaways here, guys. There will be another season of Top Chef, but today we need more characters. So let's get started with Squishy Makeover number 10. Okay, so here is my first Squishy, the Edgy Hedgy. He's a hedgehog that is dabbing, so of course he's very edgy. This is a kit, so it came with this very terrible paintbrush that is falling apart, has this weird hay coming out. Don't like that. The kit also comes with some paint. The pink is a very weird pastel pink that did not feel like the correct kind of paint, so we are ignoring the paint and the paintbrush. I'm really only interested in the Edgy Hedgy. I've heard really bad things about these squishy kits, but I have to say, this squishy was very smooth, very soft, very slow rising. This is a 10 out of 10 for squish value. I'm taking out my Squishy Makeover case. This contains my tools for Squishy Makeovers. I've got a scissor, some random tools for fabric paint, and the sandpaper. I lightly sanded him and thought back to my Draw Your Journal wish page, where I recently colored a very rainbow hedgehog. And that got me thinking, what if I turned my wish hog into a real squishy? I don't know why I just said wish hog. Is he a wish hog or is he an edgy hedgy? This is his evolution. He's evolving from an edgy hedgy into a wish hog. And now we're mixing together our pastel rainbow colors. Once my pastels have been mixed together, I'm starting out by taking out my hedgehog and dipping into the light pink color. I've decided to create a real-life squishy version of my Draw Your Journal wish hog. I think I gotta stop calling it wish hog, guys. I can't say it without laughing. Wish hog. Anyway, my wish hog has rainbow colors on its fur. Or what is on the back of a hedgehog? Quills. The quills are on the back, and if those quills come out, we make a wish on them, obviously. It's sort of like the more dangerous version of a dandelion. You make a wish on a dandelion, it's a nice poofy fluff, and it floats away, ever so gently. You make a wish on a hedgehog quill, high stakes. It's potentially dangerous, but you know what they say, high risk, high reward. Sure, you might poke an eye out wishing on a wish hog, but maybe your wish will come true with more pinpointed accuracy. Because the quill is pointy? Or at least I imagine that would be the case if you wished on a wish hog. I, of course, have never actually seen one in the wild. They're very hard to catch. But they exist. You just gotta look around, open your eyes, maybe Google it. They're out there, alright. You just made that all up, didn't you? No? Yes, I did. Wish upon a wish hog. I don't know if it's actually a thing, but it's pretty funny to imagine. Anyway, so you can see here my wish hog has a rainbow belly. I'm kind of picturing the belly to be kind of like a Teletubby's belly, or even a psychic ball where you can see your wishes coming true. The wish hog also has a nice, sweet pair of shades that are in rainbow colors, of course. He kind of looks like an 80s hedgehog. He's got a lot of rad vibes. He's very bright and colorful. He's got a bit of a perm in his hair. Honestly, he's giving me very disco vibes. So maybe this is also an 80s wish hog. He'll grant your wishes, but everything will have an 80s twist to it. The finishing touches on this hedgehog are to add some highlights. So for the sunglasses, I made the glare rainbow, and then I put a white highlight through the rainbow glare, as well as some white stars. I wanted this hedgehog to look very psychedelic.
Very psychedelic, colorful.
And fun. He kind of already looks a little ridiculous because he's dabbing and has sunglasses on. I also added some highlights to his body just to make things a little more exaggerative. Added my signature, and here is the before and the after for our little edgy, hedgy wish hog. Considering the before is literally a white hedgehog, I think the after is a significant improvement here. In the future, I'd like to try more squishy kits. I definitely don't want to use the paint that comes in those kits. That would probably be a disaster. But I do like that the squishies come white. They're all ready to be painted. I don't have to do any prep work or put any base coats on it. And the process of painting it is just so much easier. All right, let's move on to our next squishy, our terrifying panda. How could something that's supposed to be so cute turn out to be so scary? It looks like it should be cute, but there's something in the eyes that he really is just haunting. Squish value is probably like an 8 out of 10. He's pretty slow rising. Since this is a brand new squishy, I think it's important to really sand him down good. Ah, what do we have here? A scissor? Yes, I've got to trim off all the excess little squishy pieces that would stick up if paint were put on them. Really aggressively hit him there. I'm taking out my white paint and we're opening this up and putting it in a palette for once. I know I usually squirt them directly on the squishy. The first stroke, a momentous occasion. I'm painting this panda completely white, and it did take quite a few coats of the paint before he was covered completely and ready for some colors. I'm dipping into this crusty, dried out palette from before. This will not do. I need a fresh palette and some new purple paint mixed together for this panda. Only the best for my little panda. Named Paul. Paul the panda. I don't know, it just has a nice ring to it for me. Paul the panda. I had a friend named Paul in college, and he was always very chill, and I feel like that's the vibe we're going for with this panda. We want him to be chill vibes, you know? So as you can see, I have chosen purple for Paul the panda. Paul the purple panda. Even more alliteration, I love to see it. Anyway, as you can see, this purple that I have chosen has very minimal white mixed into it, the matte white, which is why it's so transparent and required so many coats of paint. I can't even express to you how many coats of purple paint I put on Paul the purple panda. I lost count. At some point, after layering all of these coats of purple paint, Paul was finally ready for some white touch-ups. This was mainly for the places that I painted purple in the wrong spot. And there were a lot of those places because Paul the purple panda has a lot of purple areas on him, lots of spaces for me to mess up and make a mistake. But finally, I was ready for some details. We're doing Paul's nose a purple color because he's purple. And we're also coloring in his mouth purple. My goodness, could this guy pick a different color, please? No, I actually like this purple. I also fixed his little tail, made it white. I gave him the whites of his eyes. And while that was drying, I decided to do the inside of Paul's ears with a light purple color. This is a different shade. I also added some hearts to the bottom of the feet. I just thought that was very cute. Once the whites of the eyes had dried, I added the pupil. And while the pupils were drying, I moved on to the cupcake. So I wanted to have a different color here. I didn't want him to just be a monochrome purple panda. So instead, we decided to make him have a blueberry cupcake. His eyes are also the same color as his cupcake because he only has eyes for his little cupcake. I must stop saying whittle every time I say little. I will stop. I will stop. Last time. His whittle cupcake. Okay, I'm done now, I promise. Paul the purple panda is getting his finishing highlights. The highlights in the eyes are always my favorite part, and honestly, this little panda looks so cute, I could scream. But I won't. I'll add my signature to the back of Paul the purple panda, and here is the before and the after for Paul the purple panda. He is very cute, I have to say. I think this might be one of my new favorite Squishy Makeovers that I've done. I just really like this one. I think he's super cute. He's just got such a friendly face, you know? He looks very content and very chill, which was what I was going for. Pauls are usually chill. Let's move on to the next Squishy. This little unicorn. He's a mini Squishy, and it's actually like a very miniature Squishy. This isn't any ordinary mini Squishy. You know how poodles come in miniature, toy, and then teacup? This is the teacup size Squishy. The painting was very bad. It's like so off-center, and he's got a lot of excess seams that really need to be cut. I mean, that horn is horrible. He's got stuff sticking out everywhere. There's a lot we can do here. This Squishy is going to need a lot of trimming. In particular, his horn had to be plucked a bit and trimmed up, and finally, well, I actually cut a little hole in the front of his head. There, you'll be okay. Dipping into some white paint. Wow, that is quite a lot of white paint for such a very small Squishy, but yes, we are giving a white base coat to this very tiny unicorn, and now he's ready for some colors. You guessed it, the unicorn is being painted purple. I was on a real purple streak this week. I just was really vibing with purple, as well as mint. There was something about that color combination this week that really stuck out to me. Purple and mint, like peanut butter and jelly. They just seemed to go well, and that is why we ended up painting this Squishy with that color scheme as well. Whenever someone is painting a unicorn, I feel like going with a My Little Pony vibe is always the best move. They've got good color schemes, they got fun personalities, and personally, I'm just a big fan of the My Little Pony style, I guess you would call it. I will say I don't follow My Little Pony whatsoever, so if this looks like a My Little Pony, I would have absolutely no idea. Because this unicorn is absolutely so small, I made my signature just the bee heart, and I really like it like that. I may actually consider signing my Squishies like that from now on, just because it's so much easier. Here is the side-by-side of the unicorn before and after. I definitely think it's an improvement considering how many seams there were before. I also just like the design now better than I did before. I think it's more in my style. Cutesy. It's very cutesy, which is usually my style. She's a real rambunctious unicorn, very energetic. And here are all three of the Squishies that I did for this video. We have our Edgy, Hedgy Wish Hog, Paul the purple panda, and this tiny little unicorn that I don't have a name for yet. Maybe its name is Uni, like uni, but Uni. I like that. Okay. Oh no, the Edgy Hedgy has fallen down, and our rambunctious Uni has also fallen. Wow. I hope they can get up. I had so much fun making these three Squishies, and I hope you enjoyed it as much as I did. If you'd like to see my other Squishy Makeovers, I have them linked right here. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you next week. Bye!